So let's talk about the finals so far.
Yeah.
We're 3 games in,
Yep.
and we got game 4 tomorrow.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your opinion about how things have gone so far, and then we'll kind of branch off that.
Well, I mean, they've kind of just gone as what I've expected this entire time.
Okay.
I've always said that the Lakers were just superiorly dominant over other teams. You could just see it as they played, bro. Like,
Well, our guest last week thought they were just going to sweep them, and a sweep is already out of question because the Heat did win yesterday.
I was like, I was feeling like I don't really see the Heat not getting one game with that grit in that fight, which they got yesterday. So there you go. So 5, I was pretty much thinking gentleman sweep like I've thought all the playoffs.
Which I will give you credit
and
is what you said last week.
And so they've gentlemen swept everybody. I don't think this will be any different. I think the Lakers come out this next game, hit them in the mouth really hard.
Do you agree with the sentiment? Like, this is kind of how I feel. I feel like this next game is going to be a really big determining factor for the whole series.
I mean,
like, if the Heat come back and tie it up, like, it's a fucking series.
Then it would be a series at that point. But
Right.
that's the part that I don't see. After the first 2 games, especially the first one, like, they just looked like, and this is their game.
What was different in their loss to the Heat?
Jimmy Butler went off this last game.
Right, and you don't think that Jimmy Butler can go off consistently?
No, I think that Jimmy Butler needs to go off consistently, but he doesn't. So I don't, unless he's just going to do what he did last night, which I said, in order for Miami to even make this anything,
Jimmy Butler would have to be like
Jimmy
transcendent.
has to smack every game.
I mean, he put up a 40 triple-double, man. Like,
he has to do that every game, bro.
It's true.
Like,
I think he can, man. I think last night, like, he finally decided to take the game over. And I think, like, moving forward, like, it worked. And I think he might be more willing to do that.
This is what's crazy about it. So, that game was still close. Kind of.
I mean, they beat y'all about as bad as y'all had beat them the last couple of games.
And so, maybe the last game.
I mean, they won that by like 14, right?
We were up by like 30 the first game.
Okay. All right. Well, you get it.
It was horrible. But so even then, this is my thing. Anthony Davis was in foul trouble, like pretty much the whole night. So it was almost like LeBron was literally playing without Anthony Davis.
Don't you think that they could try to use that against Anthony Davis though? Like, do everything they can to try to get him into foul trouble?
I mean,
it's my understanding.
It was smart,
right? Well, it's my understanding that he got into foul trouble because of charges that he took, right?
There was the crazy charge that Olynyk took. He did like a weird reach in on one of them. So I mean, they were kind of almost fouls where it was like, it could be a foul on him, but it could also be a foul on the other dude. It's just really close, and they decided to call it on him. So.
Does the same officiating crew call all the finals?
I think, yeah. So you get like a set,
like a set
group
like
for
set judges,
right?
Okay. Mm-hmm. I was just curious because like I didn't know like because of the consistency of the games, like if the reffing crew was the same the whole time.
Now I do know that they do switch, but with some teams like the ref switch, like they'll switch, but
Oh, well, I mean, for like home games and stuff, like that makes sense. But
I mean, well,
even for the bubble, they're probably the same, right?
I mean, they're refs that certain teams don't like, and then there are refs that certain teams do like, and so it's like really weird, man. Some refs do call the game really weird. Like,
well, I was only asking like for consistency purposes, is what I was asking for.
Yeah,
like. Because, like we've talked about this before, like you go from one officiating crew to the other,
to another,
they can call the game differently, right? But if they're using the same guys every time, then last night could have just been weird. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
It was crazy weird. Bro, he was just out like the whole game. It was literally like us watching LeBron, not with the Cleveland team, but like it was
kind
just
of
like
watching
LeBron.
This team's better than this Cleveland team.
I mean,
sure,
this Lakers team has some people. But it was still that's what I felt like I was watching. But I felt like I was watching like LeBron was like back in Cleveland. Like,
who filled in for AD? Was it Howard?
So McGee? Howard was in. McGee was not in. We played Morris a lot. Morris actually did pop off, but it wasn't like
it wasn't AD popping off.
I think he popped off like almost like 20 points though.
That's good.
It's not bad, but like I'm saying, I mean that game literally right there was the one for Miami to take, and they took it. They probably could have took the first game, but after they got that 14-point lead, we ended up. It was weird. Like,
I'm very intrigued to see how it goes moving forward. I think like if they win this next game, we got a fucking series. Like, I think the next game will determine whether or not this goes to 7.
Yeah, I just feel like that was it. That was Miami's one game. I have the Lakers winning the next 2. We'll see the Lakers win this next one. And then the closeout game, they're going to put on the Black Mamas again. Mark my words.
Okay.
We will see Kobe Bryant's jerseys again that they still haven't ever lost in. They will bring those out in 2 games from now for a closeout game.
Okay.
Unless Miami sneaks another one, then I would be completely wrong with my 5, and I'd have to go 6. I still can't see Miami without Dragic and Bam. Bam will be back.
Yeah, so what happened? Did they get hurt?
Yes. Dragic has some type of tear under his foot. Like, I can't remember.
Like in his heel? Or his arch, I mean?
It's the soft tissue that, like, goes across underneath the bottom of your foot.
Yeah, in your heel.
It
okay.
tore.
Ew.
So, like, right. He has that tear. And Bam,
is that your plantar fascia? Yeah.
That's
okay.
what he tore.
Yeah.
That's what he tore.
Yeah, you can't play basketball on a torn.
Yeah, so he's probably going to be out. I don't see him coming back. And Bam had a neck strain from that happened prior in Boston series.
Oh, okay.
And then he hits the white on this one play and, like, re-injures it.
Really,
so he was out. I thought he was actually going to play last night. He didn't. That was really weird. But I'm for sure he will be back.
Yeah, Dragic has been
tomorrow.
Instrumental. Like, he has, like, a lot of, like, he plays very well. But if they get OG back, like, that'll help a lot.
Right.
Without a doubt. Okay. I'm intrigued to see what happens. I mean, you've been right so far, and I've gone against what you said a lot of the time, and you've been right every time. So I'm not even going to argue with you on those statements. I'm just going to sit back and see what happens. I'm still rooting for the Heat, though, just because they were my pick. I'm cool with being wrong, but, like, you know, I picked them from the beginning.
They did well. They ran into a team that they just cannot. They can't do nothing with it. But it's okay. Neither could nobody on the West. Like, it doesn't matter who they would have played. Anybody from the East would have got mopped like this. But big ups to Miami for making it as a 5th seed. That's insane.
True that.